All right, let's do this. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Bum-bum.
Fucking
Oh,
turntail.
hello there.
Holy shit.
Hello.
Greetings.
Did he bring chat again?
Yes, Chad is here now.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, Arcadum, that was make fun of me, man.
Who's making fun of you?
Chat.
Oh, hilarious.
Fun. You made fun
Anyway.
of me last time.
Anyway, so let's pick right back up where we left off. You guys defeated the cursed troll and won the battle. Kind of.
So no recap?
Yeah, you can give a recap.
You want to do it, man? Or
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah,
I can
go
do it.
ahead and do the recap while I grab my food for everybody. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. So, that's me. I bet you're wondering how we got to this scenario. I forgot to do the record scratch. Sorry, you have to imagine it. Well, last time we ventured back into the Dwarven ruins and made our way atop the banisters, the defensive walls that led further into the city. We made our way to the second wall where we encountered a captain and his regiment, his unit, his squad, as it were. We snuck up top the wall and ambushed the marksman, my brother and I dispatching one as quickly as we could. Seemingly in a flash, all the archers were subdued. And then we found the dwarves coming up from beneath our feet in the stone trap doors that led to the stairs below. However, they came in from behind us whenever we barred the doors. Swiftly, we took out the vanguard and the defenders as fast as we were able to, and then, after an arduous battle, we managed to subdue the captain before he did any lasting harm to us. Once we seen him defeated, that was not the end of it, as they managed to blow their alarming horn to the others. And lo and behold, a thundering, stepping troll found its way towards the wall. Chest high was the wall to it. It was clearly able to sweep us across and throw us from the walls. One single leap led it right there in front of us. However, with our expert teamwork and expert use of spells, as it were, we bled the troll dry, and just before his innate ability to regenerate himself kicked in, we lit his body aflame. Seeing this as enough, we started to make our way out, but we did not realize that by that point, one of our teammates had reached their limit of 10 exposure, Gunnar, our druid. I was already downstairs by this time, and I couldn't see much, but I did know that whenever he had reached his limit for exposure, it sent him into a critical overload of magical energy as the mana kept swelling within him and releasing in bursts, as if he were channeling every second, a mixture of euphoria and torture, every single wave. And as it burst out from him, it lashed out and struck our wizard, pushing her over her limit of exposure. And now she's experiencing the same thing as he is. Permaneo, our other brave paladin, tried to do his best to help them and lessen the arduous and horrid experience they were going through. Down below, my brother and I were barring the gate to make sure that those who were pursuing us after the troll could not encroach on the crisis we were dealing with. Fabio had already turned tail and ran. I have no idea what he's doing. And just as we were trying to come up with plans of what to do, Permaneo moving closer, Gunnar trying to find out where to dump this exposure with his druidic training, he comes rushing down the stairs. And as soon as we see him, he takes this ball of energy and slings it at my brother's open arms, ready to help in any way he can. And as soon as it makes impact with his form, he starts to seep blood from his eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin even. He starts to bleed. But before the blood could even reach the ground and coalesce into a puddle, it stops. And it begins to amass itself in the air and form a demonic sigil of sorts. And now we don't know what's happening. Is my brother dead? Is a demon on its way? Are the forces going to come up on us and attack us from both sides? We don't know. We have no plan. And now my brother's possibly dead at the hands of one of my good friends. And I am swelling with rage as we speak.
All right, good recap. Very good. All right, let's handle this.
Okay. Yeah.
So, as all this shit goes down, unfortunately, the blood does in fact form a sigil, and something does in fact coalesce itself from the shadows.
My computer crashed right as I finished. I don't know if you guys heard.
We did
We
not.
did.
Oh, we heard what you said. We just didn't hear it crashing, no.
Okay, I'm just glad you heard my recap, because it literally crashed right as I finished the recap. And I didn't know if you guys heard or not. But I'm on my phone right now, for now.
Yeah, I will stream the map for you so you can see what's going on.
Big appreciations. Anybody know how to start a GoFundMe for a new computer?
All right. Sorry, my food just got here and I haven't eaten today, so.
All good, dude. You eating chicken?
Yeah, I try to order it before we start, but it always gets here late, and it's very annoying.
Yeah, I thought I smelled chicken.
All right, here we go. First, let me throw some tunes up.
Oh boy.
They're tuning.
Fidget thing, home ready.
All right. As Braynor finishes this ritual on his body, he contorts and falls to the ground, unconscious. As from his blood, and indeed, perhaps even from more than just his blood, a creature is summoned. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, you see this creature manifested in the darkness above the party.
Oh. It's got a name.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Mmm.
Mmm.
Man. That is
Take a long look.
bad. I'd really rather not.
That's sick.
It looks so cool, but I'm so scared of it.
Okay.
Alright. As the creature is summoned, you can tell that its body is contorting and twisting, almost as if it's not fully functional yet. The being looks out with hating eyes, burning red and black like cinder and coals. However, it is at this moment that something goes whizzing right past its face. A ballista bolt explodes against one of the mighty stalactites that can be found hanging from the ceiling. The creature, turning its gaze from the lesser threats below it, turns towards those that would dare fire upon it. And Kazan opens his one wing, and you see nothing but shadow and flame as it descends down upon the cursed army. What do you guys do?
I would like to run up to my brother and see if I can heal him with one of his potions.
As you run up towards Braynor, you can see that his body is coughing up blood and he's spasming like he's having a seizure.
Fuck.
You get the feeling that a healing potion isn't going to cut it.
I would also walk up if possible, if you can move me through the wall.
Oh.
Can I do any check to maybe see if I can figure something out?
Advanced Arcana or Advanced Religion. Fabio, are you still running?
I'm gunning for the gate, yeah.
Okay. Gunning, bye-bye.
Can I martial check this guy?
Roll Advanced Arcana.
Yeah. Can you martial check Kaizen?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's insufficient.
I didn't think it would be.
But I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw as you stare at him trying to figure him out.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, that's very good. Permaneo, as you stare at Kaizen, or the demon, trying to figure out what it can do, you start to hear whispers in the back of your mind, and you immediately shake them off.
Don't look at him too long.
I don't want to look
Alright,
at all.
with your 16 Arcana, Braynor is convulsing. To have that much exposure and not naturally be a carrier of mana means that every single pore in his body is an overload. His body cannot handle that kind of mana. It cannot handle that much magic. It's almost like taking someone that is just learning how to swim and throwing them into river rapids. Or more accurately, someone who doesn't know how to swim and throwing them into it. He's literally drowning in the mana that you put into him.
Is there any way to try and use Primal Infusion to take some back?
Unfortunately, no. The way you take exposure from someone is that they open up. They open themselves to the mana to let it out when they cast, and you just simply take it from them. Braynor is not a caster. He doesn't know how to do that. And he's also, unconscious, which is another problem. Ophelia, what are you doing?
Well, I'm still currently dealing with 10 exposure. Is there anything that happens to me?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm gonna go down and try to get next to Braynor if I can.
Please do not.
If we get too close to
I don't
Braynor.
want your exposing waves to make this worse.
Alright, well then
Yeah,
at the
that's fine.
stairs, I will...
At the stairs, you
I
will.
got
You will grab your hand.
Yes? What is
We
it?
can't get too close to them. You can't. To the other one.
I can help.
Your exposure is leaking. You will affect them
I'm
more.
fine. Don't tell me what I can and cannot handle. But you might be right in that Braynor, if I do go down, and whatever's happening could get worse. We don't understand what's going on. Can I, peek my head down real quick to see what's going on? Because I don't know what's happening. I'm not downstairs.
You can move down, yeah.
Alright, I just move 5 feet of my movement down, just look down and see that. To see this bullshit.
Yeah.
Can I make an Arcana check to know if perhaps maybe there's some way I can use the exposure on Braynor and expel it with a spellcast or something? Basically
You'll have to get closer to roll that.
Can I do a perception check? What are the dwarves doing, if anything?
They're dying. The demon is decimating them. Right now, it's picked up one of the ballistas and it's shoving it in the dwarven captain's mouth and firing.
Okay, we need to leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up Braynor's body, and I'm going to try and hold his head in a way to where he doesn't swallow his tongue. And I would like to get out of here.
Yeah, I'll let Permaneo guide me out of here.
Okay. And how will you do that? Which path?
How will I pick?
Well, let's just wait and we'll give them, a turn to move, and then we'll stagger about 30 feet behind them. Behind this group.
So the three of you guys are moving?
Yeah, I wanted to move down this bridge to try and get with Fabio.
Yeah.
If I cannot help Braynor, I would actually move back up side to Ophelia to check.
Okay.
Do I have to roll anything to just investigate
Hold on.
what's happening?
I'm moving people. Because these two are hauling.
Yep. and
Fabio's
once they're
already
hauled-
gone.
Yeah, once they're hauled, I'm gonna haul ass too.
Alright, so Gunnar and Ophelia, you meet inside of the wall. What would you like to do, Gunnar?
Just quickly check how she's doing. Exposure and...
Well, as you take a
medicine.
look at her, as you are a caster, and you can see such things, she's not doing good. She's bleeding out mana the same way that you are, although hers is a bit of a different kind. Yours,
Maybe Ophelia should...
yours was more like a flowing well. Hers is like a spiking beacon.
Maybe Ophelia, I should take some of that magic you have there. Might be too dangerous to have.
Why?
You saw what happened to me, right?
I have control on it, yes.
But how long?
We can argue later. We
What
need
do
to
you
leave
see right now? What's happening to me?
I see a lot of magic spiking out.
Spiking out?
Yes.
When I saw his was like a well. Would you say the same to me?
No, yours is more like a geyser.
I'm asking like when I saw Gunnar, because I can detect, at least rudimentarily, unless that's something more for druids.
Yeah, I just said his was more like a well that's kind
Okay.
of pulsing outwards. Yours is more like a geyser.
Fine.
Oh
Do
yeah,
what you need to.
Ophelia, you can stop streaming. I'm back.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Thank you.
Fine. Do what you need to do, and let's get out of here.
Okay. I will try to take some exposure from Ophelia.
All right. And how would you like to do that?
Somehow try to use my primal infusion.
All right, make me an Arcana check.
Can I assist him?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Roll
I.
At advantage.
That's a skill, right? Yeah. No. Yeah.
Arcana. Yeah.
Oof.
Make me a Wisdom saving throw, Gunnar. All right. You try to subtly manipulate the exposure that's emanating out of her, and it nearly explodes in your own hands, threatening to deposit itself within you. And it's at that point, however, as you tried messing with the hose, that unfortunately, the exposure triggers again. Alright, see what happens. No.
Oh, fuck
No
me.
way, dude. No
I can't tell
fucking
if that
way,
is really
bro.
bad or really good.
No fucking way, dude. No.
How bad?
It's a 1.
I know, I can see it, but like, hopefully that 88 offsets a little bit. I doubt it. I like how he's rolling with Braynor.
It's a tear break.
Holy shit, dude.
Nothing cool like, the whole place, becomes an anti-demon zone or anything like that.
Okay, so, Ophelia, choose an arm.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna roll d2 because I like to keep it random. Left is 1, right is 2. My right arm.
Okay. Your left arm begins to mutate. The
My
entire
left arm. Okay.
Yeah. That was for the arm that stays okay.
Okay.
Alright, so your left arm starts to mutate. As it does so, your skin becomes blackened and shifting with red embers. Your hand begins to transform into a long, sort of wicked-looking claw. The pain is nearly unbearable. Your bones are shifting, your flesh is parting. Terrible, terrible things. So for the remainder of this, you're in so much pain you can't even talk. What do the other two of you do?
At this point, I pick her up and start moving.
Okay?
So, what happened to me after the almost explosion thing?
Nothing. You made your
It's
save.
me. I have the exposure.
We need to get out of here now.
Okay, let's get out.
I got Ophelia in one arm, my shield in the other, and I'm covering Ophelia as much as I can.
Alright, sounds good.
I will take a quick look back just to double check the dwarf dying.
Oh, the demon's having a great time.
Nice.
Alright, so the party flees once more from the Forgotten City.
Yeah.
I'm sensing a
Fabio is speechless because when he left, there were just bad vibes, and now there's just bad everything happening, and there's no clue what's happening.
At one time, there was just bad vibes, and now the vibes have over-vibed.
Oh my god.
I'm getting a sense of a bus is coming down the highway, and I don't know why, but
Very quickly.
I just got the urge to push some people beneath it.
Yeah, we went into the Forgotten City like, hey, Forgotten City ain't got no hands, and then we're leaving like, damn, Forgotten City got hands.
Well, you need one, clearly.
Oh no.
0.2.
Demonic Boogaloo.
Alright. As the party leaves behind the city and exits through the wicked stone maw, what do you guys do?
We need to set this gate immediately. Right then.
I would have, I assume we left before they did, I would have like run down with Braynor in my hands, and as I was going, I would have dropped him in our tents, and I would have ran down to the Thane and like
Alright, so
worriedly running to him.
I'll move the party towards their barracks. Wait. Where'd I put your barracks?
Permaneo.
Oh, it's over there.
Yeah. Permaneo and I are just going to ask politely and panically to close the gate.
Well, I'm keeping Ophelia away from
Everyone
Waymaker.
else. No one else knows that I have Demon Arm. So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna... Perman, do you think we should spill out in our tent area or building?
Well, nobody's noticed you. You've made it back to the camp, but what are you guys gonna do?
Oh, our
I'll stay
camp
with
is...
these two. Tell Thane to close the gate now.
I will try to check out Ophelia.
Oh, hold
anyway,
on, your
I can.
camp's up here. Fuck, I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'll go. Alright, I'll go. You...
Go.
Oh. Sarge, what the... Alright.
I'm gonna go get Nana gel.
I will keep these two over 30 feet apart.
Okay. So Fabio and Robert move down to join the others. You can see that not much has changed. They're still doing work on the ruins, trying to get them up to snuff. Deputy Thane and Nana Joe are discussing something as you approach.
I rudely interrupt them, and I'm like, "Sir, Miss Joe, we've had a serious issue. Sir, I need you to close the gate as soon as possible. I saw you open it. I need you to close it.
Close the gate? Why is that?
A demonic incursion has happened inside the city.
Demons?
A demon, singular, but horribly powerful. He's wiping out the thread inside. Miss Joe, my brother, and Ophelia there. Something's wrong with them. I need your help."
Alright, you will send someone to close the gate, and Nana will grab her supplies. Take me to them.
Sprinting in chainmail.
Arcadum, can
I go
I
to the thing and I
cover my arm up in something?
Hold on. Fabio, what are you doing?
Yeah, I just go to the thing. It's like, now you listen here, sir. I was alright with ruins. I was alright with whatever the hell was there the first time. But I didn't get any darn memos about no demons.
There wasn't supposed to be any demons.
Well, clearly some information went wrong down the line of communication.
I forgot Fabio don't know what's going on.
Calm down. We'll do what we can. I'll get the gate closed and we can discuss it.
Alright, fine. And I'm just gonna look for one of these ruined houses and just stay there.
Oh, and at this point, I would shift back into human. I'm not gonna be in my hybrid form during this.
But that art is so sick, though. Why not keep it?
We have enough to deal with. I'm shifting now before he gets here.
Oh, right. Hold on. Let me show that off first. This is for chat. This is his new hybrid form art. It looks very cool.
Looks like a WoW character, actually.
Fucking sick.
Yeah, we have enough to explain about demons. We don't have time to explain this yet.
Alright, and Ophelia, you want to cover your arm.
Yeah, I just want to cover
what?
it so it's not the first immediate thing.
With what?
Blanket.
Okay. Well, Nana gets to about this point and follows Robert into this tent. Oh my goodness! As Braynor keeps...
I don't know what to tell you. There was a lot of magic, and he took it into himself, and then this happened, and he's bleeding everywhere, and he started shaking, and...
She'll start to investigate it carefully. She moves with experienced and careful hands. She looks very concerned.
Please tell me what you need.
I will need more time to study him, but in the meantime, I could use fresh water, towels, whatever you can find.
Understood. He will beeline to the river.
Okay. Go ahead and go to the river. Gunnar, Permaneo, you guys doing anything?
I would ask Nana if I could help with anything, medically or otherwise.
Well, she'll call you over. And
I'll
you can be her
raise
second.
his hand to Ophelia. Try to channel some of your magic into this. I don't know. Try to get exposure away from you for now.
I just look at him, to blink.
To what? You couldn't hear that.
I look at him and blink, and then look back at Nana Joe, and then look back at him.
Look, I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm just trying to help as much as I can. Magic doesn't do this where I'm from.
Okay. Start to get some supplies.
Mm-hmm. And then I would run back to our merchant friend who has, cloth and shit. I don't know where else to get cloth except from a merchant.
Oh, cloth is not hard to find. That's fine.
Need that
You-
clean shit. Oh man, it's so
I
weird.
need you to help me cover this for a moment.
All right, you bring back the supplies, and you can see that Nana and Gunnar assisting her has put Braynor on his side and is attempting to empty his stomach as he is vomiting up what appears to be some kind of black, viscous ooze. All right, she'll start to clean up around him, wet the cloth, put it over his head. We have to make sure that he doesn't get a fever. If he gets a fever, I don't think I can save him.
Right, I see.
Right, and she will keep attending to him. You'll notice she'll take a few herbs out and start to mesh them together in a mortar and pestle. And it seems that she's mixing some kind of concoction. And then, you notice that she moves her hand over it for just a moment. And you think you see something shine inside of the concoction. She mixes it into a vial. And then she starts to feed it to Braynor.
I will help tilt his head back so he takes it easier.
Alright, and it's at this point the Deputy Thane arrives. Now tell me, what is going on? The door is closed.
I will stand up and walk over to him. I was like, I will give you the full report, sir.
Please do.
Well, we moved in and started to dispatch a few of the cursed troll, cursed dwarven vanguard that were blocking our path, and we subdued them rather easily. And then a troll appeared, a cursed troll, leapt upon the wall and attacked us. We dispatched it with almost extreme haste, and then out of nowhere, the Gunnar started exploding with magic, and we tried to make a run for it to get down below the wall where we were perched atop, and then Ophelia started exploding with magic, and then before I knew it, Gunnar came downstairs, and my brother was like, "Let me help. How can I help?" And Gunnar threw something at him, and he started to bleed from his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his ears. His very skin was seeping with blood.
You're saying that your party member attacked one of your own?
I don't think it was an attack. He didn't. He seemed to be scared and looking for help. I don't think he had any malicious intent. And as much as I would like to be angry at him right now, I don't think it was his fault. But that's not even the worst of it, sir. Whenever this magic suffused with his blood, it shaped into a strange symbol, and then before we knew it, a demon stepped forth from the shadow that the blood was casting.
A demon?
And a large demon, sir. It had one wing, a vicious blade that was dripping with blood, horns that were almost the size of my body, and it's a ballista bolt from the cursed army whizzed past it. It turned its attention to them and started to waylay their forces. He's still down there, wreaking havoc. I don't know if he intends to turn his attention to the surface.
I tried to learn it. I looked at him carefully, trying to learn as much as I can, but as I looked at him, I heard whispers in my mind. I was able to shake them off.
The dwarf will turn and look and see who's talking to him, and will walk towards Permaneo so he can hear him better.
When I tried to examine the demon, tried to learn as much as I could, but as I looked closer at him, I felt whispers in my head. I managed to shake him off immediately, but he is too much for us to handle.
I know this isn't something you want to consider, sir, but this seems like a matter the church would be adept at handling.
Well, And that is what we were going to tell you when you came back. We've had contact with the church. Or rather, we've
Here?
seen them. Yes. A patrol was spotted nearby. It is not very common for them to come out this far. But what was most unnerving is they were making their way towards us, as if they knew that we were here, or suspected of some kind. The scouts have informed me, however, that they have turned around and have went southward towards the Broken Oaks. However, they left some of their retinue behind to keep watch on the exit to our valley. I think that they know that we are here. I do not know what has caused them to turn around, but that much is obvious that they intend to return, and I do not know how long it will take them.
I know that the church unnerves most, but honestly, I think that they would put me at great ease right now if they could handle this.
I see. Shall I go send for them?
I personally think that's best. I don't know anyone else who has the resources and the experience to handle demonic incursions. I'm open to suggestions. If we could handle this organically within ourselves, I'd like to, but looking at that creature almost sent him down a spiral. I don't know what we could do.
Very well. I shall send a courier to the retinue. Perhaps their reserve forces can suffice. With that, the Thane will write out some documents and will hand it to a courier who will be sent out. The retinue is only a couple of days from our valley. No doubt they will be here within the week. In the meantime, we will keep the gate closed, and you and your allies can take the time to recover.
Thank you, sir, for taking my word.
Of course.
I will go back to tending to my brother's needs.
And with that, the Thane will return to his duties. As Fabio approaches. You doing anything, Fabio? Big mute energy.
I was muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was being muted. Fabio heard the last part about the church being sent to him, sent up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna take a deep breath and walk around the corner and see the state of this room. How's everyone doing in there?
Ophelia is in the corner. Her left arm is covered. She seems to almost be lying on it, on her side. Her eyes are wide. She's sweating. She looks like she's been in pain. She's trembling. Yeah.
I would look up from keeping a wet cloth on Braynor's brow, and I would say, Miss Joe, Braynor was not the only one who was struck with this magic. I know Ophelia does not seem to be in the best of spirits either. I don't know if there's anything you can do to help her, but she is clearly aching.
I have stabilized your brother. I shall see to the other one.
Thank you.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Fine.
Right.
What the fuck happened to you?
Nana will approach and
Don't
will start
touch me.
to investigate. She will reach out towards Ophelia and will notice that you're covering your arm. Let me see the wound.
No. I'm gonna try to start scooching back, covering my arm.
Let me see the wound now.
It's fine, Ophelia. She's the only one that probably can help.
Right. Nanagel will grasp the cloth and will pull it free. And when she sees what she sees, go! And she will start to sprint away.
This is
What happened?
not good. Gonna try to take some of the magic from Ophelia. It didn't go well. And I will move out of the way. Sorry, Ophelia.
That thing needs to be cut off.
You muted, Ophelia?
No, my mic is just... It's very good at not picking up things that are not my voice when I'm speaking at an audible tone, so... I've been gasping almost like in a panic this entire time. Like hyperventilating almost.
I could hear it in and out.
Yeah. I'll get my mic closer. Cut it off.
It's corrupted. It will work its way throughout your entire body if you let it. I think that the safest thing for you is to get rid of it.
Can Gunnar investigate it to see if it looks demonic or something like that?
That's
Sure.
all I'm going to say. It's your arm. Do what you
Arcana
want.
check.
Arcana?
Advanced Arcana check.
Ooh.
Her arm has been mutated with demonic energies. Within it, there is the coursing power of the coursing forbidden powers of the hells. Her arm is no longer human. And
Doesn't
much,
seem,
much to Robert's practical wisdom, you don't think that it's going to stop at her arm. And
Robert just turns his back and goes back to tending to his brother.
Close enough, actually, that I can just say. So, right now, only her arm is covered, and she gains a claw attack. However, each point of exposure that she gains from this point forward, even if it fades, will cause the infection to spread. Eventually, it will cover her torso, and then her other arm, and eventually it will reach her head, and eventually her heart. In this case, reaching her brain or her heart will cause a complete transformation, and Ophelia will no longer be human.
Out of character? That's cool as shit.
Would I still, if that's the case, and let's say in a hypothetical scenario, I don't get this fixed or chopped off, and I do become a full demon or whatever it would be, would Ophelia still be a playable character?
I can't answer that for you.
Understood.
If Gunnar takes the exposure, would it still grow?
That's the thing, he can only take exposure whenever someone casts a spell and they let him. I don't think this is casting a spell, this is just exposure that she's sitting on.
If you're asking if she casts a spell and he takes it, does it count towards her transformation? No, it does not. But he would have to take every single bit of exposure that she generates.
Oh, fuck.
And if the church sees it, she's dead.
Oh yeah, so that wasn't clear enough. The church sees that arm, you're fucking gone.
You could try to plead your case.
I don't think they will care enough.
Ask them to cut it off.
They'll cut our head off first.
Alright. At this point, Nigel returns with the Thane. I've been informed that you have an infection of some kind. One of your party is turning into a demon?
He's just pointing.
I wish to see it.
I mean, at this point, I think Ophelia, calm enough, would test, to see if she can move it. So it'd be fair, she'd be, twitching fingers,
Oh, trying to move it, you say? Excellent, I've been waiting for that.
Hell of a time. Hey, I got a purging potion if anybody wants that. No?
That is not gonna work against this.
Ape shit. Oh god.
As Ophelia tries to move her hand, Ophelia will exit the tent.
I will grab her. I'm not letting her leave this tent.
She doesn't try to leave. Hello, Thane.
Can I do an insight? 'Cause
Why?
She was panicking before. I didn't know she calmed down.
Sure. It's Ophelia. She's just calm now. Ophelia, what happened to you? I'm afraid it seems that there are costs to your endeavor. Thane will stroke his beard. Is there anything that you can do, Nana? She'll shake her head, kind of fearfully. What are we to do about it? I've already sent for the church, and the courier has already made the gate. He's the fastest one I have. If they come here and see this, I shudder to think of what they might do.
I can survive in the wild by myself pretty well. I can take her and keep her away from the camp. Braynor has a camping kit. I don't know how to use it well.
Ophelia will turn and will look towards Permaneo and then back to the Thane. What is it that you think that we should do then? Are you sure that you can hide her? The church is very tenacious in sniffing out, well, demons. I'm afraid that trying to hide her will only doom her case. As of right now, your attempts to retake the city, this happened to you. She's no demoniac. Is she? Of course not,
from what
Thane.
we've seen.
I use my powers only for good.
I would know that not to be true, because everything I've seen her do has been purely for selfish and, like, her own knowledge. Can I insight check her?
Sure.
Is this... Oh, sorry. Wrong button. Wrong button. 2 seconds. Oh. Normal. Never mind.
That seems
I'm
legitimate.
engrossed.
How's her arm right now? Is it just laying by your side?
It's moving like a normal arm. It's moving as she talks. If it's all the same to you, Thane, perhaps it is best that I rest for now. Well, if you think that's best, there's no doubt what's happened to you is taking a toll out of your body. But it is something we should not delay in discussion. What are we to do? He will look towards Robert and everyone else in the party.
It's your camp, sir. If you think we would all be safer without the heat of the church fervently looking to destroy her, then you will do what you need to do.
But where would you be able to hide? They have the exit to the valley covered, and if you try to sneak past them and are caught, well, they're not going to be open to your reasons.
Well, then if she stays here and tries to plead her case that this isn't her doing, but is happening to her, there's a chance that the most they will do is, cut her arm off and purge her of any corruptions. But that's being hopeful, at best, in my own opinion.
I don't want to lose my arm.
It seems to be
I will
the
not make
choices
any
are-
decisions. But if we leave it, it will grow.
Agreed. And it seems to me that it's either going to be your arm or your life.
If anyone knows a cure to this, it will be the church.
That's
Cure
a good
is
point.
death
That's a good
in
point.
the eyes
Arcadum.
of the church.
As an orc, like a half orc, like, would I know of any way to subvert or slow or undo demonic corruption?
No, if you did, you wouldn't be an orc.
Yeah, you got a good point there. This is all I have. I don't want to see you harmed, and I don't want to see you even hurt or killed, nonetheless, but either you run and risk they find you, and at which point they will kill you, or you try to stay and plead your case and see if they can heal you. But you will have to make quite the convincing case.
I think it is best that I hide.
Hide where?
Was that echo in character?
Anywhere.
Okay then, was that echo in character?
Yeah.
Your voice echoed. That is not normal.
She's full of magic. Nothing is normal.
Can I inside her again?
Why?
Echoing voices are weird.
Yeah, but so is everything else that's happening to her. What I'm saying is that the fact that I'm speaking for her is you're metaing your ass off right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because I'm sure if Arcadum had a way to, like, tell Sonny what to say quick enough, that Sonny would be the one saying it.
Yeah.
And I'd be gaslighting your assholes off so hard.
I believe it.
You're right. You're right. I would believe what she says.
For now, we need to rest. None of us are in any good shape.
I think for now we need a plan. We can't just sleep this off and hope she goes away. If she's going to hide, her choices are hide in the valley elsewhere, hide here and put us all at risk, or hide inside that ruins with the demon.
Opening that gate gives the possibility of it escaping. In there, it has a lot of creatures to kill. Keep it busy for a while.
That's true.
Don't know how long.
What? I don't want that creature having any reason to try and find its way to the surface. If it can work its way through the entire city, that'd be fine with me. And
that would not be fine with me. That demon will ruin and corrupt everything it touches. The point of us coming here was to preserve the history of my people, not destroy it.
I think that as long as we remain alive, we can purge this corruption, purge the one the demon would use. The city's already been lost. It's just a matter of taking it back from someone else. I'd rather he be down there than up here with us. I know it's not something you like to hear, but right now your taken over city is being taken over again.
I think it is best that we wait for the church. Regardless, this has gone above of what we are capable of.
I agree in that wholeheartedly. It's just a matter of what to do with Miss Martinet.
The church will be here in several days. You have until then to decide. Whatever decision that you make, I'll stand by you, as long as it doesn't put my city at risk. Nana, tend to the ones that you can. Alright, and she will return to Braynor. I think I should sleep. I am quite tired.
I should sleep too.
I'll keep watch over these two for now.
Looking at that arm, can I... It's clearly demonic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Could I try and divine sense and see if it's, like, corrupting her?
You don't need to. You already know that it is. Hence the concern with it spreading.
Right. I was gonna see if I could divine sense and see what kind of effect it's already having on her, but if that wouldn't help...
That's an Arcana check.
I do not have that trained.
Yeah.
Arcadum.
Yeah.
Am I aware of what's happening around me?
Oh yeah, it's fucking terrible.
No.
You're a passenger.
Can I speak to whatever entities controlling me?
Sure.
We backseat driving?
Who are you?
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Are you? I am not under the effects of...
Alright. You maintain your will enough that you're able to actually separate that you are two separate entities so that you can have a conversation.
Nice.
Whatever this thing is does not respond to you with words, but rather, as you ask this question in your mind, you'll look down and your hand moves its fingers, and then suddenly the fingers sort of kind of turn into a mouth and turn, like, you know how you make shadow puppets?
Mm-hmm.
The hand will make a mouth, and then it will kind of twist its fingers up like a smile.
So, you seek to take hold of my body?
The mouth does not respond.
Well, at least for the time being, if you're going to be part of me, what do I call you?
It does not respond.
This is all in my head as well, so... Alright.
Yeah.
I know this is serious, but the magic mouth spell would probably work wonders right now.
Mm-hmm.
I need a moment to think.
Yeah, we need to come up with a fucking game plan.
Ophelia, do you say anything else?
Can I please have control of my body?
The hand starts to move, and it forms the gestures of a spell. Make me a wisdom
No.
saving throw. Okay, you resist the urge to cast shield.
Oh.
The arm hand will smile.
No.
Cheeky arm.
And then you will hear it whisper in your head.
Don't fall asleep.
And then the hand will go back to being a hand. Okay, so who's long resting?
I
am.
Permaneo walked to the Seat of Oblivion and will pray to his god.
Okay.
Wait, where's Fabio?
Where is Fabio indeed?
He's up by the
That's a
gate.
good question. So,
Hold on, where's
what
Fabio?
we're holding? Up, 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 up.
Oh, up here.
Up, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead.
In this season of Where's Fabio? So while they were doing this whole thing, Fabio's been looking at the closed gate, kind of pacing around, trying to figure out what's happening because he has no idea what actually happened. And he's going to go by the gate, put his hand on it, and attempt to... Can I cast Primeval Awareness again?
You can use it, yeah.
Alright, then I want to cast Primeval Awareness.
Alright.
While that whole thing is
On the other
happening.
side of this gate and deeper inside, you can sense that there are spiders! That there are the cursed dwarves! That there are some wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
There's one slug. And There's one more thing in there. It's not a big deal. It's a demon!
That's concerning. And is this a radius thing, or is it just a one way? Like primeval awareness, the stability, is it based on a radius around me, or is it like, I want to
2
see
miles.
2 miles in front of me, that's it. So 2 miles in front of me and that's it.
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, so...
I know this is Fabio's thing, but does he still sense a Melgul in there?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just gonna be like, oh, what the hell, man? Why must there be demons here now, man?
Fabio, while using primeval awareness and watching these creatures, you notice that the demon suddenly stops from its position and is now moving towards the gate.
Fuck.
Oh hell no! I stopped casting completely and started walking back to camp.
Okay. No, thank you.
No, I've had enough bad vibes for 2 lifetimes.
I've had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. Okay. So, big time, big party decisions.
Yes, sir.
Do I long rest? Do I have control of that?
I would rather you didn't, but that's not up to me.
Arcadum,
Yeah.
do I have control over if I long rest or not?
Yeah. Do you want a long rest?
No.
You sure? You won't get any spells back, and you'll slowly start to accumulate exhaustion.
Not yet. I need...
Oh no, so no rest for you?
I would like to go and speak with Permaneo before I decide on anything. And I'll wait for him to do his prayer, so...
Hold on, Fabio. Get to praying, Permaneo.
Wunderis, the ever-learning. I don't know what to do here. I need your wisdom in this moment. What can I do to aid my friends? Please. You're the only one that can help me. And that's it.
Alright. You make your prayer, and you don't really see anything. No signs. Your eyes kind of wander. Until here, you find yourself looking at a small insect. A praying mantis. It looks like it's hunting. It strikes out at a cricket, grabbing it, biting down, and feasting upon its prey. But as you look closer, you can see that the mantis has one arm. And yet, it seems as if it is living a fine life.
Is it talking at all?
No, it's a bug.
So, yeah, you can talk to animals.
Yeah, and I can talk to animals.
It's okay. That's true. So it'd be like, oh God, what would it be saying? It'd be like, oh, and then the cricket's like, ah! Oh God!
The blood.
Kill me! Please kill me! You know that episode of Rick and Morty where in the Wasp universe and they're eating the teacher who's a caterpillar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
I have not seen that one.
It's pretty horrifying, actually.
It's a visual. All right.
So we can do Fabio first as he comes down. I'm fine with that.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Fabio. It's at this point in Permaneo's reflection that you come strolling up.
I watch him pray, and as he's looking at his screaming friends, just go up to him and say, "Look, I'm speechless, man. I thought our whole plan was to get what we could and come back. Why the hell did we come back with demons on our tail?
Too much magic happened. I thought it would be fine. It doesn't do this where I'm from.
Where you're from? Partner, I don't know if you've noticed, but we don't do magic here for a reason. Alright?
Ain't Kansas anymore.
You ain't... I'm sorry.
Sorry. Stop. Sorry.
Look,
You ain't in Talkatish no more, you hear?
yeah, here... No, but like, what's it? It's like... Look, you think I like trying to use those things? Huh? Do you think it's fine? I mean, look at me. My people have been attacked for less, and your guys are out here using magic like it's nothing.
I've seen magic do wonderful things, far beyond any of our
Hey,
imagination.
Fabio, this monster just walks up to you.
This is the first time I'm looking at her like this, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And as I see Ophelia come in, I say, and I've seen it do terrible things as well.
What the fuck happened to you?
What the fuck, dude?
We have a problem. Obviously.
Insane!
Obviously. Oh, shit.
Damn, genius. You opened both eyes to find that out?
This is my arm, yes. But it is also not my arm.
Get that thing out of you right now. I don't give a damn.
I raise an eyebrow. You think if I was able to do such a thing, I would not have done it yet?
Look, there's enough people here that know how to use medicine, alright? And enough people with swords to do the duty.
Let him cook.
I
Go on.
believe it's
Keep going,
best
man.
Let
if
him
we
keep
remove
going.
that arm.
Keep going.
I nod
What do you
my
say?
head. I nod my head, contemplating.
Look,
Yes, that's probably a solution. Now look at Permaneo. Where you're from, you said there are many gods.
Yes. The hold on this continent is weak. The god here, Materia, has the strongest hold.
I wish for you to explain to me. What do these gods encompass? Here, Materia is all-encompassing. Everything good that good happens is because of her. Anything that bad happens, well, either it's because she deemed you, what's the best word, Fabio, deserving of punishment.
do you think I serve any
Dwarves,
god?
demons.
But what about gods, these other gods? Do you think any of them could have a solution to this?
I don't give a rat's ass about any
I'm
god
not
that
asking
can
you,
get from this.
Fabio. I
Oh,
understand your concern. Thank you.
Permaneo
I know
just
you-
stared at our arm for a moment. I believe we should cut it off. That's what I believe my god has told me. As for the others, I don't know much about them, but there's a lot of gods for a lot of different things. I followed the White Pantheon. Yes. There are many others. There's the Red Pantheon, the Grey, the Black, the Blue. I don't know much about the others. There's also the Green Pantheon.
Well,
There are multiple gods in each pantheon.
that's the case. I'm not going to rest tonight. I don't think it's a good idea. In the morning, I suppose I'll have to lose an arm.
I can feel
We
it
should-
now.
We should talk
Fabio's
to.
just trying to say, "Why wait?"
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need
he's
to
just
make
staring.
preparations for that. We don't want you to die by cutting it off. We need as much healing. I looked at my hands. As much healing as possible. I can't cast any more spells. I can't heal.
Arcadum, can I look at my arm?
Sure.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if it's... What? Besides the claw attack and besides the corruption, is there anything else I could theorize I could do with it?
Sure. Make an Arcana check to find out more. Make me a wisdom saving throw as you delve into the secrets of the arm.
Fucking course.
You realize trying to learn what the arm can do is exactly what it wants you to do.
God damn it!
I think I found out what else the arm can do.
look. The longer you take with this, the longer shit's gonna get weirder. And I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of all this weird shit happening recently. Alright? And as for you, Mr. Oh, I'm from another land full of gods. Your gods don't live here. So stop relying on a voice that ain't even here.
We got preparations to make. Let's get started.
Preparations. Walking down the street. Preparations. Alright.
Alright, so
Gonna be an amputee.
Alright, everyone else, so everybody's long resting except Ophelia, yes?
I'm staying up. I don't trust that thing one bit.
Okay. Fabio is not sleeping.
When it comes time for my watch, I'm just gonna check on my brother and change out his cloths.
And now we hit
Yeah.
now we hit the part of why I was really fucking not wanting him to not be here. Oh god, how am I gonna do this?
Oh.
Hold on a second.
use a
Let me
blood
try
demon.
something here real quick.
There's a lot of blood down there.
What do you need to have like a conversation with him?
He's on his phone right now, so he might be
So
able...
let me ask.
Well, it's the whole roleplay section. If he's busy, I don't want to bother him.
Yeah, let me just ask him if he's too busy to not like hop in and have like a a 5-minute conversation? 10 minutes?
It's probably going to be longer than that.
Okay, well, let me just...
Oh, shit. I see. I didn't realize it was that time of year.
What?
Graduation time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is, isn't it? In the springtime of youth.
So yeah, I would talk to Nana about preparing medication for once we chop off Ophelia's arm, so she doesn't die from blood loss or something.
It's called medical amputation.
It's called not good.
So fucking bad.
I asked her for a tankard of ale because I'm going to need it after all this shit.
Yo, there's alcohol here?
There better be.
Oh, dude, our patron's a dwarf. I'm so stupid.
Of course there's alcohol here. You have that with water. It's the same thing to them.
Like, what do you want with dinner?
Yes?
He's too busy. He's too busy.
That's what I thought.
Just a quick question is, can we see this light over here from our camp? It's like way over here by the front gates.
Swoop! 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 Swoop!
The ones the
No.
orcs busted down. Can't see that? Okay.
No, that's not supposed to be on.
Okay. Just checking. I was moving to see where I would find a barrel of alcohol.
Alright, what's it gonna be? You have about 2 days before the church arrives. I guess I'll have to do Braynor's thing another time. You notice that he is tossing and turning and spasming the entire time. What do you guys do? What's the plan?
I'm just gonna follow whatever instructions Miss Gel gives to me to help him. All I can do within my limited scope. I mean, I don't know how to fix this.
Well, none of you have the capacity to fix it. It's about what it is that you want to do with it.
So the church will be arriving in about 2 days?
Yep.
I don't think that demon is going to take 2 days to get to the door.
Or get through the door.
Yeah, or even, through the door.
Yeah, I doubt the gate's gonna stop it.
And I would say have some guards from our towers perched up to, like, watch the gate. And keep an eye on any changes that happen to it. Demonic, corrupting, cracks, or anything like that, or otherwise. And, like, come and let us know, but... I mean...
We saw how powerful it is. If the moment it gets through the door and busts through, most people are gonna die. If not everyone.
Man.
Everyone will die a death.
How do you guys feel about evacuation?
Well, it's an option. At least for a few days until the church people come.
I mean, if you, I think we should evacuate to the church people.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, we evacuating, like, meeting with them and not waiting for them here, basically.
Yeah, we follow the courier and go up to their camp and seek
After
asylum.
we take care of Ophelia's arm.
Yeah, we don't roll out until that's handled.
Handled.
Yeah. I was not intended. I
Ah! Get it? Because It has no arm is missing.
Because it'll be
Hey.
one hand.
When the sun rises and they awaken, am I still in control of my body?
Yeah, because you haven't slept yet.
Sweet.
Great. Great.
Just bags under the eyes. You're fine.
What are we going to do?
Ask Nana to get all the preparations so you don't die from blood loss.
All right then.
So you have decided on removing the arm.
Yes.
A wise choice.
Nob, are
I'm-
you okay over there? You just dancing?
He's having nightmares. Ignore him for now.
Is he muted? I haven't heard him say anything. He's just dancing.
He said he's having nightmares. Just ignore him for now.
Oh,
No, I was trying to rotate my token with a touchpad because I'm not home.
okay.
Using a laptop.
Oh, I see.
That's rough. Oh.
That's the meta reason, right? But in character.
There you go.
Yes,
In
I was-
character, he's having nightmares.
In character, he has killed 2 people.
So, yes, Nana Jello. Prepare an
was
operating
the
table,
sleep,
I
Ophelia?
guess.
Oh shit, you guys are
I did
doing
not
this?
sleep.
I
Why
am
not?
Because
definitely
that's-
going to cast Bless on her.
That's what's going to happen.
That's fucking crazy. Alright, let's do this.
Alright.
All right.
Wait,
Do any of you-
wait. She was in the middle of explaining something. What's happening?
Yes. Yeah. Gunnar asked why I didn't sleep. Because if I
Thank you.
slept, something very bad would have happened.
But it was your idea.
Elaborate.
It was not my idea. I may have been the one to
Okay.
speak, but it was not me speaking.
So you're possessed.
I look at my arm.
As you're looking down to your arm, he is reaching down to Gunnar's camping kit for the rope.
I don't have a
I-
camp kit.
I am in
Oh
control.
yeah, I meant sorry, Braynar's camping kit.
I'm in control right now, but my
How do
arm
we know?
is my arm, but it is also not my arm. It is
No,
something else.
I fully believe you. I believe you are in control. I just also believe that a demon does not like being excised. And I also believe that if it finds out we are trying to do that, it will fight back.
Okay,
And I would
Yeah.
much rather you were tied up.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not trying to incite the arm. I'm not trying to learn more about the arm. I'm trying to think about demonic possession. Just because my arm gets cut off, does that mean the possession ceases? That the infection stops?
It should.
Can I make an Arcana check to theorize this?
Sure. It should.
Sweet. So, with your permission, preferably, I would like it to restrain you for the length of this procedure in case your guest should have misgivings about your decision.
Very well.
Thank
Do
you.
what she sees fit. Remember, when you're doing this, whatever I say, I don't care if it's me or this creature, ignore it.
Ignoring women. Easy. He will grab the rope from...
Wow.
He will
Oh
grab
my
the
God.
rope from Braynor's pack, and he will walk to Miss Joe and he will say,
What the fuck, dude? That was crazy.
I'm definitely gonna grapple with Ophelia after she says this. So,
he will
submit.
he will move to Miss Gel and he will say, where would you like to have this procedure done, Miss Gel? I assume someplace more clean.
Sorry. She kind of looks at you with a frown.
I'm sorry. that's
I
supposed to
hope
be
you're
above
listening
board,
to me
but
well.
I said it in character voice and it was supposed to be above board.
She will say,
I'm sorry.
bring her here. And she will just move the party down.
I'm not letting Ophelia walk. I am carrying her.
Okay, you got it. Let's throw her up on the end table.
Oh yeah.
The Thane is totally
Middle-aged
watching
surgery.
this.
Alright. When
I
we
would
get started, I'm going to cast Bless on myself, Ophelia, and Nana.
I would like to tie her to the table.
Okay.
The double ties.
I'll look at Nana and say, "Don't worry. This whatever Permaneo's doing, it's holy magic from his god, and it does not produce any exposure. It seems, though, as from what I've seen." All right.
Should... I kind of want to be here for this, but I also want to look after my brother.
You.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go watch Braynor. I know he should. I know he shouldn't be here, but after I tie her down, I'm gonna go back and keep an eye on Braynor and keep changing his rags out.
Arcadum.
Yes.
If 3 people get exposure, can I take all of it with Primal Infusion? Or no? Just the casting.
My first spell doesn't give exposure.
But that's only in combat.
Alright, that's true. Take it then.
But
do not want to give
do I
her
take it all of it?
exposure.
Or?
Yeah.
So that's 3 or 4?
That'd be 4.
That one.
Well, you said I don't give one to myself. Because I'm the one casting it.
Oh, that's right. You don't double stack. So, yeah.
How high are all the birds? The crows? The ravens, I mean? I don't know.
Do not do that.
They are way out of your range for that.
Okay.
Go over to the river and just dump it into a little fish.
I will at least take the exposure.
Fish demon.
It's just a massive, the bubble-eyed goldfish, and it's like, whoa.
Oh yeah, Kuatoa? Yeah, I've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
Corto, how are you doing?
Okay.
This
So,
guy smell weird.
What is that?
Should we
What
we
it-
have something to contain the arm just to be safe?
I mean,
What is your
It's a
total?
demon arm.
What is
I
your
don't know
total? What is your total exposure, Gunnar?
3 now. I think. Unless I got something when I tried to take it from Ophelia.
No. All right.
Then I have 3.
Ophelia's tied down. What are you guys doing?
I'm casting Bless on the 3 of us.
And then...
And I take it.
Mhm.
And I say, okay, I will try to get rid of this. And I will try to look for any creature
We're gonna do a
to dump it.
I look for a sturdy enough stick on the ground. Go up to you. It's like, well, if these are the last words you're gonna say, what will they be?
I regret nothing.
And as you're speaking, I put the stick in your mouth.
She's like, oh, I regret... Oh.
All right, bite down on that.
Oh, it's for pain. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Not,
Yeah, we don't have anesthesia.
No, I thought like he just shoved it like end first into her mouth.
No.
That threw me for a loop.
I just don't enjoy hearing the screams of women. All right, thank you very much.
Oh my god. There
Okay.
What the hell?
Permaneo, are you gonna use that fancy sword of yours?
I'm pretty sure we got medical tools.
I'm proficient in.
All right, Carter
medicine.
Spoke will come walking up with a massive axe.
Medical tools.
I didn't realize session 8 was going to be the session of mental toxicity.
That's the job.
but can we get something to contain the arm just to be safe? We don't know what it's gonna do once it's cut off. We don't know if it's just gonna die immediately. I don't know much about
We
demons.
should
Understood.
Go get a box or something.
Oh,
Or
Bucks.
something made out of metal.
Get the chest that you found the sword in, dude.
That's a great idea. Where's that chest, boys? Fabio is very excited that a demon's getting exercised.
So glad. Me too, buddy.
Alright, so you get a chest to keep the arm in. Got it.
The
I get
chest.
the chest.
Specific.
The what chest?
The puzzle
The what?
chest.
The one where the sword was in.
Okay.
I open it. Oh, I'm on this side.
It's her left arm.
Yeah, so you're you're on the correct side.
You're not on your back?
Yeah, she's on her back, so this would be your left side.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Gunnar. You get to the river. There's a fish there. It's in range. Just blubbing along, being a fish. Blub, 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 blub,
Let's
blub.
see. Should be DC 16 saving throw.
I don't think that rolled right, did it? Let me look. It did.
What a wise fish.
Alright, Gunnar, you walk up, you point at the fish, and it explodes as you put all that exposure into it.
Nice. And I walk back.
Protector of nature, ladies and gentlemen.
What a Chad druid.
Necessary.
Guardian of natural life. They're right here.
Alright, Doctor. Are you ready for this?
Can you give the three characters bless?
Bless isn't gonna matter, because it's skill checks. Bless doesn't help skill checks.
Well, for my if I need to make Constitution
Yeah,
saving,
that's
those will
fine.
help.
That's fine for you, but not for Nana. It's not gonna matter.
Yeah, you need
I was thinking
guidance.
I was also thinking wisdom because if it's a demon messing with her mind, she's might need it.
True.
I'm still gonna do it just to be safe.
Okay, who's ready?
Me.
All right, make me an immediate Wisdom saving throw, Ophelia.
I knew it.
Okay. As Permaneo casts Bless on you, you feel your infection get worse.
Even when I took it?
Took what?
The exposure.
Oh, that's right. You did that. Never mind. Okay. She's blessed. Arm held down. You have a chest to catch it. And you have Carter Spoke assisting Nana Joe. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Oh, God. We doing this. All right. It's
But
been a while since I've done this shit. All right, let's do this. So, couple of things.
yeah.
Oh, hold on, I'm processing.
I'm assuming you're helping with the medicine stuff, Gunnar, right?
Yeah. I will aid Nana.
Alright. I get to catch the demon arm. Oh boy.
You have the highest dexterity.
It's true, he does.
You know what might have helped? The ceremony atonement.
All right.
Late new.
Here we go. Arms held down. Carter Spoke will raise up his axe. Nana Joe will prepare to attend to you with her medicinal supplies. And as it raises up the axe, the arm will immediately burst into energy. It will reach out and grab Fabio. Make me an athletics check, Fabio.
I thought I had her tied down.
With what? Rope? You think that's gonna stop it?
No? Okay.
It can't be acrobatics. It has to be
It
aesthetic.
has to be athletics.
Yikers.
You got this. Yikers.
Oh.
Alright, it's starting to choke Fabio.
Can I try to exert some control over it?
Sure, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Don't.
Okay, Fabio is released as the arm is forced down by Ophelia.
Can I try to grab her hand and force it down?
Sure, you can try to grab it and force it down.
So I take 16 damage, just to confirm, correct?
No, it's not damage, you just got choked.
Oh, thank God. Jeez, I was like, oh, this is a great start.
Okay. Permaneo moves over and fails to hold down the arm as the creature will reach out and try to grab it Permaneo again. Or excuse me, not Permaneo, but Fabio again. Athletics check.
Shit.
Okay, well, I have disadvantage. Okay. Despite Ophelia trying to control it, it will start choking the shit out of Fabio again.
Cut this shit!
Alright, what are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna grab the hand.
Just cut it!
Alright, Permaneo breaks Fabio free of the choke. Alrighty. With that, Fabio, what do you do?
Put the chest underneath the arm and tell Carter to get and cut this shit.
Okay. Now Carter pulls back the axe in order to take the blow. Nanagel moves into position. The arm struggles with all its might against Permaneo, but it's held in place. Moments before Carter strikes, the arm does something unexpected. It starts to move its fingers. Ophelia, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Just trying to catch a spell.
Oh, god damn it.
As Carter brings down the axe, Ophelia will cast shield, and his axe will bounce off of the protective magical barrier. Ophelia, you feel your infection get worse.
Take it.
I probably can't because it's a demon, right?
Can you try to take it?
That's up to you. What do you want to do?
Well, she has to be willing, so...
Or you can try to take it forcibly, can't you?
Not inherently. But I don't know. I would probably try to take it.
All right, Gunnar, you attempt to reach out in order to take the exposure, and nothing seems to happen. You suddenly realize you can no longer feel the blessings of nature.
Kill the fish.
You killed an innocent animal without eating it, and for no other reason than it was convenient for you. That is the definition of breaking the green code. That is so far from being a druid, I honestly can't think of anything worse, other than deforestation.
To hell with this.
You're the first
I
druid to
could've-
actually do it, which is surprising to me.
Well, that's player knowledge. My bad.
It's all good. It's just in character, you know, you're a druid, protector of nature, and shooting one innocent fish with a bunch of magic because it's convenient for you. I mean, you actually infected the whole river with that magic, by the way. So it's like,
Oh.
the reason you were given the power to take exposure and replace it is because you're trusted with that ability to do so by nature itself. So it's one of those things. But anyway, I digress. The infection gets worse.
Well, I will say, Nobbs, you were rushed, so it kind of makes some sense in character to be a bit panicked. Just like, I gotta get rid of it and be in position to help.
No, I'm just explaining why he lost his powers, that's all.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. This is not good.
Yeah,
Jump on that
so
arm.
As the infection gets
yeah,
worse, that means I get this capacity. Make me another wisdom saving throw, Ophelia.
Oh, no.
Alright, all of your magic is now focused into the arm. If Carter cuts it off, you will no longer be a wizard.
Is Ophelia aware of this?
Yep. Moments before Carter strikes. You have the capacity to tell him to stop.
I spit the thing out and say, wait! If you do that, I'm not going to be able to help anymore.
The axe stops.
I won't be able to use magic. I will be nothing but somebody with intelligence. I look at the party. Is that what you want?
I'd rather you alive than under something's control. And if no one's gonna do it, then fine. I go and I take Permaneo's sword while he's holding out the arm.
Oh shit.
Do it myself.
No. Can I attempt to break free?
You're tied down and you're not a demon.
I'm struggling.
Man.
I'm swinging.
Oh boy! In the last few moments, make me one final wisdom saving throw to save your spellcasting potential, Ophelia.
Suck it back in.
14 is sufficient. You gain back your mana and do not lose it forever. However, that was exactly what the arm was hoping for. As the blade strikes at your flesh and searing, unrelenting pain courses through your body, as the demon's arm is severed free of the host body, the mana it stored is enough to make a small, forceful explosion, jettisoning the arm forward and into the trees, in which it claws at the tree trunks and leaps into the forest.
I will give chase immediately.
Can I make a Constitution saving throw to stay conscious?
Sure.
Sure, I don't mind doing that. I'm conscious and screaming in pain.
Holy shit.
Okay, let's see.
I'm gonna use a divine sense to try to find it.
Make perception checks against its stealth checks and see if you can find it.
And sense, help me.
Oh.
No!
I give you advantage. For divine sense.
Sniff out that evil. Yes, sir.
Alright, you run up on the arm and it immediately coils like a snake and launches towards you. Make me an athletics check.
How far away am I from everyone else at the moment?
You'd be over here. This is where it was headed. All right, creature like a snake coils out and launches towards you, and you're able to grab hold of it. However, it's like a snake wriggling and trying to bite down on you with its hand.
Claws.
What do you do next?
I go at it. You're not the only monster here. And I went back to the chest.
Okay. Athletics check.
Get the chest ready.
Shit.
Hey, he got it. He got it.
All right,
That was
chest
the
is
first one.
opened. Oh, I rolled as you accidentally, but I failed anyway. So, you run up towards the chest, having gained control of the arm, and throw it into the chest.
Slam it shut.
And it is slammed shut. And inside you hear...
Nice.
Okay. You have caught the demonic arm of Ophelia Martinet. Also, Ophelia, you now have only one hand. Oh, God.
With Divine Sense, can I look over Ophelia to make sure it's all gone?
It's gone.
Even with
Mostly.
Divine Sense?
Yeah, it's gone.
You said mostly.
I know. Everyone has a little bit of evil in them.
Maybe more than a little.
That was close.
Quick,
We
stop
need
the bleeding.
this thing to the church so they can properly get rid of it. As for Ophelia, I'm sorry, but I think it's best if you don't cast magic for a while. At least until you recover.
We have bigger issues. Quick. And I want to just.
All right,
to
so
Nara
let's
to
have
send
a
help.
quick talk, Ophelia, about your mechanics for now. So obviously, you only have one hand slot, so you can only carry, things in one hand. You can't use two-handed weapons or anything that requires two hands, really. Casting, however, you're still good. But you have to have the implement or material in that hand, so you're going to have a little bit more limitation on what you can actually wield. But you can still cast with one hand, and other than that, everything is pretty much as it normally is. So,
Like Ophelia was carrying anything to begin with.
No. Now she can't use her great axe.
Oh no. I'll just... Crying, and I don't really know, I don't want to, pierce anyone's ears or anything like that, but, yeah, she's...
screaming. Yeah.
Wailing.
Nana will
Yeah.
immediately patch your wound to stifle the bleeding, and will make sure that the cut was clean, and it was. Carter is, well, not Carter, but Fabio is a good shot, it seems. And she's wrapped up.
Oh, I like my sword back.
Just holding it, and blood still there, just "Ugh. Here, take it."
I grab it and then examine the blood on it.
Ew.
Black.
It's not good. It's gross.
Is there a fire I can burn this blood?
Yeah, that's fine. There's forges here.
Alright, I do that.
The Thane will stand up and approach the party. If that does not convince the church of your willingness to cooperate, I don't know what will. But, just to be safe, confine that last to quarters, at least until the church arrives. The last thing that we need is, last thing we need is to get the church's ire.
Can I get some rope and tie the chest close?
Sure,
I want to be extremely safe with this.
that's fine.
I'm just gonna look at everything that's happened. Gonna look back and say, "Fuck magic." Gonna walk out. Gonna walk away.
Fuck magic.
Towards the seat of oblivion.
The seat of oblivion?
It's our thinking seat over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a seat.
I'll be fine.
She says as she almost passes out from blood loss.
Collapses onto the ground.
I'll pick her up. Someone stay with that chest. Do not keep your eye on it at all times.
Alright, Permaneo returns with Ophelia, Robert, and places her in her cot.
One less arm.
It is done. The arm is in the puzzle chest, wiggling around trying to escape. I tied some rope over it as an extra safety measure.
I see. I can't think of anything else that would convince the church of our good and non-hostile nature.
I'm sorry I couldn't do much else. It was my idea to use so much magic.
We were all reckless. Casting and using our own abilities with reckless abandon. But I know that no one wants to hear this right now, but things like this are why the church exists. It's why we are taught what we are.
Okay. Meanwhile, alright, Gunnar, what are you gonna do?
That's a good question. So, he will just be sitting there, thinking, watching an empty... what's it called? Empty... sight?
Stare? Empty
stare.
stare. I got you.
And he won't say anything. So... And he will get up and he will just walk away.
Okay.
He will walk outside, back to whatever happened. And he will question what happened.
Right, so you pontificate by the river?
Yeah.
Alright, come back to you then. Where'd Fabio go? There he is.
I'm at the seat of oblivion.
Alright, what are you doing,
To the
Fabio?
left.
So, Fabio will sort of take an exasperated breath and take off his hat for a while and tie up his dreads. And as he ties up, the scar on his cheek shows itself to keep going on further, deeper into the further into the scalp and under the where the dreads tied. And he's just going to sort of remember a bit about the accusations that led to his disdain against magic. And he's just gonna wonder to himself and then mutter, "If you were here, you would have done the same, I don't know." And he's just gonna try to relax after this whole ordeal. And yeah, that's all he could be doing for now.
Okay. Permaneo puts Ophelia to bed. She is unconscious and recovering from her operation. Braynor still twitches and convulses. What do you do, Robert?
I'm just changing out his rags and making sure he's still drinking plenty of water if he does take any water. if any more of that like black shit comes up out of him, I would clean it up and keep it for like evidence for the church when they arrive. And like one of the empty vials from my alchemist's kit or something. But aside from tending to Braynor, there's nothing really he would be doing.
Okay, in that case. So, the day grows long, as you're basically all waiting for the church to get here anyway. But we'll go back to you, Gunnar. What do you do?
So, as he's sitting by the river, thinking about, or just not feeling the connection to nature anymore, he's just going to be thinking about his lessons that he got from his dad. And he will remember about how you should take care of nature and not waste it, like he did. And he will also try to remember if there's anything he should do to repent. Is that?
Yeah, repent's good. Atonement is the proper terminology.
Yeah.
So,
I got a ceremony for that.
So atonement is something that you have to do before the eyes of nature. You can use a cleric or paladin to cast the spell. Thankfully, your crime against nature was a minor one. It wasn't a major one. It was one made out of desperation and fear. And it ultimately, although is not okay by the natural order, it is something that you as a druid have within your capacity to fix with just your hands. So, all you simply must do is clean out as much of the river as possible of the filth that this errant magic may have left behind. Clean up some more of the river, move the branches out. Cleanse the water as best that you can so that the fish have an easier time. And your debt to nature will be considered paid, and that's something you can do simply in a day. But more so,
I will do that.
It is a reminder that your duty, above all else, is to nature and its natural order. And the whole reason that the druids are being hunted by the church is because the druids understand that magic is a natural part of nature, even the demonic ones. But you are its warden. Your purpose, ultimately, is to ensure that that balance is kept between mana. That those that get so through a natural form, and that never does an industrious mind wield the natural powers. The cost of efficiency is oftentimes the soul. Remember that. As you cleanse the river, the fish have their lives restored to a semblance of a happier and easier time, and you feel that the river has forgiven you, and your powers return on night's rest.
I would also build a tiny little shrine for the fish.
That'll work. Okay. 1 day of rest. You have 1 day to prepare for the church's arrival. Ophelia, you are conscious and able to do stuff, although you will, of course, only have one arm, and you are also still in high exposure, as that 10 exposure does not go away for a long time. Braynor is now unconscious, but peaceful in his sleep. Alrighty. You guys can decide what you want to do for today. It's only one more day until the church is supposed to arrive. So any preparations that you want to do or anything else like that, today's the do them.
I'll repair all of our armor.
Okay.
That's a good idea. I still have all of my potions and stuff. Could I talk to Ms. Joe?
Sure. What do you want to talk to her about? Let me go get her.
Seeing that my brother is better now, I wanted to ask her a few things about alchemy.
Sure. You can get some introductory pointers into alchemy. Mostly, she teaches you how to properly change bandages and salves and the things that you'll need to know in order to take care of your brother if this keeps up. One day's instruction is not enough to merit a proficiency in the skill, but you're not.
I have proficiency in an alchemist's kit.
Medicine is what I was referencing.
Oh.
But upon that, she'll start to discuss other things as well, such as recipes and different things, and she will tell you the recipe for a standard healing salve.
Oh, sweet.
And in this area, the common herbs that you can find to make that are kingswort and clean dirt.
I see.
Or clean soil, excuse me.
Kingswort and clean soil. Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. And then I would thank her for her lesson and for all the care she's taken for my brother.
I would like to go here, privately, if I can.
Okay, what you doing?
And do a full body search myself for anything not of my own body.
Despite the obvious, your body seems fine.
Okay. Okay. It's going to be interesting. I like to go to the Seat of Oblivion.
You have company. Fabio is also...
Fabio actually...
Yeah.
Yeah, Fabio actually fell asleep on the Seat of Oblivion.
Okay.
He's currently...
Ophelia, you happen upon a homeless man sleeping on the bench. You realize it's Fabio. You muted, Sonny?
I'm just staring at him. I'm giggling.
All right, then.
No, the player's giggling. I poke him awake, like Fabio.
Trying to hold himself on the chair to make sure it doesn't fall. Oh.
I sit next to you.
Yeah, sure. You alright?
Be right back, bathroom, while you guys talk.
I have to get used to this. But I'm alive. And well, mentally all in one piece, I suppose.
Then, I believe you've already won at least half the battle. Ain't that
What's
right?
the other half?
Well, the other half now is living with it. Look. I'll be blunt with you for a moment. This ain't gonna be easy. And I kind of forced the decision upon you, as well as the rest of us. And at the end of the day, well, I was the one that cut it. So, if by any means or opinions you have of despising anyone here, then aim it at me. Wouldn't be the first.
I'm not upset with you. You did what you had to do. It was the best solution for you. What I am upset over is the lost potential of understanding. lost knowledge we could have gleaned from that. But unfortunately, that risk ran with the potential of me losing myself. Oh yeah, I can long rest. Yay.
Look.
I'm back.
Sometimes easier to not know than to know and live with that knowledge and its consequences.
Well, for you, that might be the best. I don't think it's... Someone needs to know. Needs to know things, learn things, take risks. Because if all we do is sit around idly by and twiddle our thumbs, well, we will not make any progress.
This might be a bit improper, but I think we've grown together enough for me to ask you this. How old are you?
Look at him. Asking a lady her age. It's not a bit improper of you.
I mean, look, it's. There's a reason for it. Let me put it that way.
Look, bruh.
So?
Hold on a second. Look. I turned 28 years of age last year. Only a few months ago.
Look. You've got a whole life ahead of you. Alright. And take it from someone that has been around for at least twice as long as you have. This land don't treat people who search for knowledge wisely, or kindly for that matter.
No, I know full well the dangers I face.
I say, leave the knowledge for the church, and for those that are on the other side of the mountains. The rest of y'all common folk should not deserve to go through any of these other knowledge that you so adherently seem to be after.
Well, the reason I'm after these things is I have questions I want answered about life, existence, about how the world works.
Well, if you could spare the words of a man who's lived a lifetime. The world's cruel, miss. And same way that your search for information got you to the point where we currently sit on right now. The assumptions that come from such also have a tendency of affecting things to the worst. And, well, let's just say, if you were able to live your life with only having lost a limb after all this, well, consider yourself one of the lucky ones. I've seen families and all sorts of people get killed and attacked for less.
Oh, I know full well the dangers of meddling, even if you're not one yourself, even associating oneself with those like, I look Fabio up and down, like us.
Fabio's gonna stand up and stretch. His back's gonna crack a bit because it's been on the fucking bench the whole night. Don't worry, kid. Just watch what you do with that. I ain't a church. So, whether you want to consider that a blessing or a curse to whatever it is that you believe in, do so.
I believe in myself.
There you go. And it's a blessing from yourself. Let's put it like that. Oh, if you don't mind me, I need to go stretch these old bones. And maybe go check up on the other unfortunate bastard that's on the floor.
So, I'm sorry.
Hey, I'll move on to some others here. What's up, Robert?
Yeah.
I was just gonna talk to Miss Gel, and I was gonna say, Miss Gel, if there was anything that I could do for you for your assistance, just let me know. I recently uncovered the knowledge of how to make holy water, so if it would aid you in any of your concoctions, just ask me and I will happily make you a vial or two.
I'm grateful for your offer. At this time, however, there's not much else we can do except wait for him to recover. I've done all I can.
Thank you very much. I actually intend to make some vials here in a moment, so if you have use for some, let me know and I'll spare you a some.
I could always use a accelerant. Sure, I'll take one.
Alright, I'll set one aside for you. I did not know it could be used as an accelerant, though. I was under the impression it was a purification agent.
Oh, it is, but one can use them as an accelerant in order to make that process happen more quickly. It is also used to make fuel burn cleaner.
I see, so it purifies the substance that is being burnt. Interesting. Thank you for the small lesson. I look forward to experiments I can do with this knowledge. Also, I managed to collect some of the sludge that was eking out of him in some of his fits. I don't like it. It's vile, but if you have some use for it, perhaps you could find a cure for this in the future.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. Best we leave that to the church.
Understood. Then I will set this aside for their studies. I will get started on my blessing of water, and I'll get yours to you as soon as the first one is made.
Gunnar, what you doing up there? On the stump of reflection.
So,
New locale. Thank you, Arcadum.
Gunnar is still feeling guilty about actions yesterday, so he will spend the days reflecting on the few lessons he learned from his father before he passed. And it is like a curtain is lifted in front of his eyes, and he finally feels like he has a deeper understanding of the lessons and his purpose. So his purpose is now to defend the nature instead of abusing it. That's what he's really doing.
All right, good stuff. Some character development. I like that. Alrighty, so this day passes, and it's time for the church to arrive. Oh boy, the Thane gathers everyone at the gate.
Awesome. Was I able to actually make some holy water, Arcadum?
Make me some checks with your kit.
I have the spell ceremony.
Yes, but make some rolls with your kit.
Kit checks.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not. Use alchemist kit. Normal. 15.
Yeah, you're able to make 2 of them. Yeah.
Sweet. I will give one to Miss Joe.
2 holy water. You must gather your party before venturing forth. Nana will tell you that she will watch over Braynor.
Thank you. I will
and
move
I was
to
able
gather.
to repair everyone's armor?
Yeah, that's fine. Everyone's armor is repaired.
Well, hope you got your dancing shoes.
Oops, I put everybody in the wilderness. Alright, there we go. The Thane will stand here looking a little bit nervously. Here's hoping that we didn't just folly ourselves. Someone over the gate will signal that the church has arrived, and the Thane will give the nod of affirmation, and slowly the gate will begin, the portcullis will rise, the gate will open, and in walks these fucking guys. Oh boy.
Combat hasn't started yet and you're already using protection. I love it.
I have my suit out.
Protection,
and if
protection,
I could,
protection.
I would swap places with Robert if I can.
It's like when you're playing a Mugen, right? And you just keep spamming the parry ability, or like Dark Souls, you just keep spamming parry.
So the sleeve shield is out.
Okay.
I would say Ophelia is currently clutching where her left arm would be, but not there, so she's just grabbing her side.
Ooh. Phantom pains.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes! 'Tis time for phantom pains. Do you feel it? Do you feel it?
Snake!
Snake! Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. We have fun here.
I really love that series, so thank you very much.
Okay. You see this contingent of individuals arrive. Oh, hold on. Let me spread these out so the fucking names aren't all over the place. Alright, you see these people. What you see is all 3 sub-factions represented. You can see that there are 2 swords of Mytheria, 4 eyes of Mytheria, and in the center of their troop, there appears to be a experienced-looking older gentleman, about middle-aged, who bears the symbol of the shield of Mytheria. Let me give you his thingy, his art.
New NPC, new NPC,
Boom.
new NPC.
That's who you see.
Yo.
He looks nice. He looks reasonable.
A gruff, handsome man. Reasonable. We got this.
Yeah.
He's
I
just
think-
gonna speak and he's an absolute fucking lunatic.
I think that's I think that art is from the official D&D Anger page. I'm not sure. I couldn't really find the artist, but whoever they are, good job. And this contingent will approach. They get to about here, the man will walk forward of his own accord and will hail the Thane. Hail to you, Thane. Shadestone, was it? Yes, it was. And you are Shield Matheria representative. You may call me Caius Evenhand, or Caius if you'd like. This is my retinue of guards. Don't worry, it's all for show, really. It is actually quite fortunate that you were able to send for us. Our entire patrol had turned around and go towards the Broken Oaks. We were actually about to leave to join them when your courier arrived. We are happy to assist in any way that we can. I think it's best that we speak inside, sir. Of course. He'll turn to his guards. Spread out and make sure that the valley is safe. I will speak with the Thane. And they will all nod and kind of move out to do as he commands. All right. And who are all these fine folk? These are my expediters. They have helped me with various tasks, including clearing out the ruins beneath our feet, which is what we have come to discuss. But we should do so over some ale. Yes, the ever-classic dwarven hospitality. Thankfully, it's been quite a bit since I've had a nice drink. I'll take you up on that, officer.
Can I size this guy up and monster check him?
Sure. Bro, he's like super strong.
He's super handsome.
Don't do it.
Gosh, he might even rival Gunnar.
I'm just
Just whisper to Robert.
You're lost in his eyes.
This is Robert. Well, at least it's cheery.
Hold on, I have to answer a message from my IRL group.
Oh yeah, it's almost 8.
Okay. As everyone gathers around, the Thane will explain the situation. My comrades, on behalf of myself, I've paid this adventuring group very handsomely to investigate the ruins below. We believe it to be one of the old cities of my people. Whilst doing so, they uncovered quite a few terrible things. My people have been cursed, and unfortunately are unreasonable and unresponsive to any sort of diplomacy. So unfortunately, we have had to purge them. Caius will listen, nodding. Enwrapped in the story and being very non-judgmental, as you might have expected. And finally, that brings you as to why the church has been needed. Whilst fighting these, my cursed kin, my comrades became imbued with mana. So much so that demonic presences began to appear. Caius will raise an eyebrow. Are you saying that there is a demon in the vicinity? Yes. We were able to close the gate before we escaped. But, unfortunately, it is still inside. We cannot continue our mission while it is there. And what is more so, some of my comrades have been infected by the demon's presence. I see. Take me to the infected. All right. Do you guys want to take him to Braynor?
Yes.
I think we should bring the arm to him first. And then see what happens from there. Before we decide to...
I'll go get the chest.
Alright.
I feel I've been away from my brother for too long. I would like to see him taken care of.
What's it going to be, party? Arm first or Braynor first?
Braynor first.
Braynor, but I'm gonna grab the chest.
Okay.
You just bring it up to the hovel.
Greetings, Your Eminence. Please, we're out in the wilderness. There's no need for such formalities. Take me to the patient, and Nana will lead him inside the tent. As Robert stands over his brother, nervously fretting, you will see that Caius leans in and places his hand on Braynor's forehead.
I'm IRL leg bouncing right now with anticipation and worry.
Caius will slowly begin to inspect Braynor's body. His body is unnaturally cold. I can see your attempts to stifle it. You are to be commended. Your apothecary skills are certainly something to behold, but there are limits. I'm afraid the only thing that could save him now is the light of Mytheria. Everyone please stand back.
Can I insight him on that?
Sure.
I'm too busy watching over the chest.
All right. Light will begin to suffuse out of Caius Evenhand. He will raise his hands above Braynor, and he will call out towards Mytheria. And slowly, but surely, it is almost as if the sun has risen a second time. Shadows are banished. The light is bright and difficult to see while looking directly at Caius as he moves his hand over Braynor's body.
I get on my knees and pray.
And with that, he will begin. Demonia sundai, dome en onekeneketes, is anfenen eshlai, ul is infane en toramananas, e toramahi tore santos, e taramehante de santos, e merehante de santos, Pitarakis as in mene ist, as Mytheria castimostas, intimitosted of tostis. And as he continues his chant, shadows begin to swirl up out of Braynor and take on a demonic visage. It screams and screeches against the light of Mytheria as it is wrapped in chains. Bis anfen enestest, intramaneton mechanetis, infonacus, imponetens, intonmast, incoquinsanetantos. And with that, the shadow disperses, and Braynor's breathing returns to normal. Isfanai, El Tastonovan, Isfonai. And with that, the light slowly fades from Caius's form. And with that, he will say, I have good news. Your brother is strong. The darkness was unable to hold his heart. He should be fine with a few days of rest.
Please, sir, let me shake your hand.
He will offer your hand.
I will grab it with both hands and vigorously shake it and thanking him with tears almost welling up out of my eyes. Thank you for seeing him safely return to me.
It was not I, dear friend, but Mytheria's light that led him back from shadows, and your brother's own strength. Mytheria cannot help those that do not have the will to help themselves, and your brother wished to return to you. That much was made apparent.
I will tend to him now. Thank you again.
Of course. Thane, we must discuss what to do with this demon. I very much doubt that your cursed kin without the leadership and the spirit of dwarf kind behind them, are going to be able to stand against the demon. It is only a matter of time until it seeks the surface, to corrupt and infect and pervert as much as possible. Please, show me to the door.
How did the arm in the chest react to this?
Panic.
May I interrupt your speech for a moment there, Knight, sir?
Go on.
Well, I'm afraid to tell you that there were two people, and as you can see, one of them was taken care of physically and not necessarily magically. To put it bluntly, whatever corrupted the church boy's brother over there took this one's arm, and long story short, the arm's in the chest.
I present the chest.
You amputated a corrupted limb?
Yes.
The man will look down at the chest and will place his hand over it, and he'll coil back. I see.
Desperate times, sir.
Fear not. The light of Mytheria is here. And with that, Caius will place his hand over the chest. The entire chest will begin to glow with light, and you will hear coming from within the chest.
Steps back.
And then he will move his hand away. It is done.
When he did that purification thing on Braynor, did I feel anything with my natural magic? Like, did I feel anything weird?
Yeah, the light of Mytheria.
Did it feel like it was trying to... Well, did it hurt me in any way?
No. It hurt to look at because it was bright.
Alright, I won't say anything then.
He will approach Ophelia. Are you the one whose arm was amputated?
What gave that away?
He'll raise an eyebrow. He'll look at your nub.
Yes, it was... Actually, yeah, how far down the arm was it cut off?
To the shoulder.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Yes, it was me.
Open the chest.
I walk forward, press the sequence, and open it.
And there you see Ophelia's arm.
Normal?
It's normal. He will pick up the arm, hold still. He will place your arm against the injury and will pull back the bandages. Nana will call out, "Sir, what are you doing?" He will hold up his finger with his other hand. "Behold, the miracles of Mytheria." And he will place the arm against Ophelia's nub, and then he will begin to channel a spell. Make me Arcana checks.
Even those not trained?
Only those trained.
I'm casting Divine Sense. While he's facing Ophelia.
All right. He is casting a spell called Life Weave. It is a 4th level spell. This spell grants, let's see here, 48 plus what's the modifier points of healing, but it has the added ability that it can heal broken bones, injuries, and even restore severed limbs as long as the limb is intact. And with that, the Miracle of Mytheria will be beheld by all, as a 4th level spell is cast by Caius, and Ophelia, your arm is restored to you.
Is Ophelia on 14 exposure now?
She is at 0.
Right? How did you expel the exposure from my body?
Oh, he does that with another spell.
Can I attempt to learn what that is?
Sure. You have no idea. And with that, Caius will finish his work, and he will look rather weary. Apologies. The miracles of Mytheria are taxing on the mortal body. Now,
No, it's fine.
we are to deal with this demon, yes? I shall call for my associates. If we are to kill this beast, we have much to discuss and much to prepare. Next time on Forgotten City.
Did I sense anything with divine sense?
Yeah, good. The presence of his
God.
goddess. I'm not sure what you're looking for.
Well, any demonic energy left in the arm. I just want to play it safe.
No, we use that light to glass them bitches.
We got rid of all the demons when it got cut.
Sorry, I'm not exactly from this continent, and this guy, I'm a werewolf. I'm not. I'm just playing it.
Bro, it's all good.
Oh
Hey,
shit. People starting to
you
see
can hold your hands.
the big spells.
Man, he
For
must
sure,
be at
gotta
least
keep
level
it on
8.
the list.
At least level 7 for 4th level spells.
The church is so bad, you guys. We should keep them as far away from camp as possible.
Bro, I still second that opinion.
We got probably the best person from the church.
Yeah, because we were up front.
Man, feels good. You see what happens when you don't try to do shit in secret, and you get somebody who isn't overtly zealotous?
Yeah, that's true.
You see what happens when you just supplant yourself to the light of Mytheria, makes you forever be praised?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
The blessing she offers to those.
Isn't it better to live in the light than by living in shadows and your quotation freedoms?
I have my own light.
This voice in the sky sounds awfully zealous, I will say.
Oh, man.
Goodness.
Now my dude's gonna need a long rest. Before we face a fucking demon.
Oh, this is a story of the holy shit, a demon!
Yeah, that is actually
So next week are we gonna take care of Braynor with Hinano?
Yeah. Next week we're gonna catch Hinano up chronologically, and then we're gonna fucking... Man. Then we're gonna do some shit.
Oh boy.
Adding Ophelia to the never punished Luke list. Look, man. They called in the church was nearby and close enough. It happens.
Listen, we were willing to get rid of that.
Alright, you know, I said it in private. I'm gonna say it here. This actually makes Ophelia despise the church more. Just say.
Good.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
I don't know.
What I
Not
know
in
about
like
the
a,
Nobb
not in like a,
regeneration-
oh man, they gave me my arm back. More in like a, you motherfuckers. This is.
That's right. Gaze upon the superiority of the church. Realize your folly as an apostate.
I'm gonna
know about the
figure out.
regeneration.
I'll
Listen,
tell you,
Arcadum.
it's a good thing nobody here fucking blabbed. Oh, they're casters, by the way. That's why this happened.
Yeah.
I'm glad nobody
yeah.
fucking threw the Thane under the bus when he totally fucking pivoted. That while they were fighting, they were corrupted somehow. Yeah, nobody got that? He's totally lying for you guys.
No, man, I believe him. I don't know what the fuck happened.
He's right. He's accurate. Go Thane. Thane's cool.
I was about to pull so much shit out of my ass whenever he was.
Are we supposed to kill these guys?
No. We aren't doing that.
I'm not giving him any reason to kill us.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
I think you'll actually be able to get to use your maul in the upcoming fights if he intends to fight with us.
And what's really cool is that you guys get to learn more about the backstory of the Smiling Knight by talking to Kai's even hand.
Yeah, what's his real name? I hope his name is Gilbert.
Gilbert Godfrey. The light of Mytheria is burning! May he rest in peace.
Inspiration.
Praise be to Godfrey.
He is Mytheria's father.
Man. I'm actually really, I don't know.
Do things the church tells us not to do. Demon overrun city. Go running back to the church. Everything is better.
Alrighty.
I'm still gonna go run out and do everything
unfortunately,
the church does not to do.
That's all the time I have. My ride is literally waiting for me outside, so I gotta get going. Bye-bye, everybody. Good games all around. Hugs / and/or kisses.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.